Good morning, evening, afternoon. I'm Tater Cat. Welcome to my channel. Today we're playing Plot. Aha. You don't know what that is. You didn't read the description or title of this game. We are in part 2 of the trilogy, and we are in our first trial. We are calling people out, angel, star out on stuff. We have basically called her out on the fact that she was not where she was, that she could not see what things the way she said she saw them, and we are going to figure out what happens after we do our declaration, and that is where we left off. So let's continue. You brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Star, how many years have I been getting the better of men? To think that the tables could be turned. Today, a man has got the better of Angel Star. Order, order, witness. What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished. And I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty? Is she talking about Miss Sky? Mr. Wright? Doesn't this strike you as odd? What did Miss Star lie? Why did Miss Star lie? It doesn't make sense. Huh. She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. The truth still stands. Objection! It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason. So tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. Huh. Me? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Miss Star witnessed the crime scene from the security guard station. But she lied and said she saw it from Block B, from B Block. Block B is the K-pop group. It must make a vital difference. But what? What would it change? Angel view to the crime. Distance to the crime. Difference in lighting. The distance? The distance is different. She said she couldn't stop her. I said the angel to the crime. The angle of view to the crime. The angle and the distance are both true things. I mean, yeah, the lighting. But like the photo was a piece of her evidence, and that was taken at a completely different view and angle. So she put that camera there, but she witnessed it from a different location. So that whole area was a setup for something. I feel like it's Engel. I want to choose Engel. I feel like maybe it's not Engel. Because they did make a big deal about the distance. She kept saying, I was 30 feet away. I was 30 feet away. I got there, I was 30 feet away. Distance. Change in distance between her and the scene of the crime.
Objection!
My condolences, Mr. Wright. But one look at the floor plan, and it's quite clear. Is it still 30 feet? It's still 30 feet? I don't see how that would change what she could see. What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Skye? Well, witness, you... Yes? You ordered the squid wheels, right? The quality of my lunches has gone from low to inedible. I was bringing a PB&J lunch with fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Boysenberry. For the boyfriend. It wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. So you had to take an even longer way. That was why I had to go to the visitors parking in B block. That's quite a detour. That's quite a detour. So, what did you see? It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. For 5 minutes? This changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence of someone looking into a trunk. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork. The finest plastic spork? The spork of wonder? Of splendiferous wonder fantasticalness? Oh my. You have a point. And the spork is a wonderful invention. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely. Uh-oh. Mr. Wright! You have to do something! Do I have any evidence to stop this? Raise an objection. Sit back and observe. Always raise an objection. Even if I don't know what to do. 5 minutes between the there we go. 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You could make pasta in that amount of time if you like it al dente. I got lunchboxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie. I live a 5-minute blink. Isn't that strange? Strange. If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get me going with the wrong idea. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run. But this time was different. Miss Sky waddled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Yarr! Yarr. Well then, it seems that we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go? Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright. That was too close. Yes, it was. My hit points were so low. I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned. Hold it! Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right? That's the one she tried to hoist off on me. I prefer not to take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What was that? Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask you, Miss Starr. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Woohoo! A triple-decker! Out of deference to the witness's determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence. Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed. What's she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time? Decisive evidence. I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. Yes. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on the shoe. One was, of course, the victim's. The other blood type matched that of defendant Miss Lana Sky. Blood type, though. A lot of people have the same blood type. That doesn't mean the DNA is the same. Do a DNA test. Those are 2 different things. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. No, it's not. Not if you're using the blood type. Does she have some super ultra rare blood type that only like 1% of the world has? What? There was blood found on that shoe? Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple, as I've already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed? Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule number 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright? Seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. You should at least study some evidence law. Really. Really, you should. Phoenix, because you need to know these things. I can't Google all this shit for you, okay? The prosecution complaint, blah, blah, blah. The prosecution complaints notwithstanding. It appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness. Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged. Victim shoe. White enamel shoe. Bears traces of blood from Goodman and Lana Sky. Let's correct this, okay? She said that blood type was used. Blood type is not DNA. People can have the same blood type. Lots of people have O negative, okay, maybe not O, have like A positive, B negative, you know, like that is a blood type. DNA is what's needed, unless you have one of those super duper rare blood types where very few people have it. And even if that's the case, there's probably multiple people in Japan, Ameripan that have this blood type in the great city district of wherever we live in that's not Texas. So I still feel like this isn't true, but game logic. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. It's like she just doesn't want to leave the stand. Don't your feet hurt? Aren't you standing at the stand the whole time? I should have mentioned those 5 minutes while I wasn't looking. Yes, you should have. That's like witnessing a robbery and then going, oh yeah, did I mention he had a gun? Yeah, I saw him throw it over there. I didn't mention that? No? My bad. Seems like a pretty important thing for a witness to say.
Hold it!
Why did you lie about those 5 minutes? I guess you could say I just wanted people to look at the results. The results? How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blink means nothing. Then why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book. This, when the suspect is admitting she did it. But false testimony is the most detestable crime of all, despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Worse than murder? Okay. Let's just get this over with. And now to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? No, you didn't. And you found this shoe at the scene of the crime. I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive. You just have handcuffs? Never mind, you might just be the type of person who just has handcuffs. I'm not going to yuck your yum. You do you. Okay, you're waiting for the police to arrive. So like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe? I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. This shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen. See the fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen. I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now, tell us what you did next. 2 types of blood were found on the shoe. One was, of course, the victim's. So, you brought it to the forensics department. If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by forensics experts. And she got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective. The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it. Well, the man was stabbed after all. And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman. As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe. And the other blood type matched that of defendant Miss Lana Sky. You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test. Huh? What? You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with the blood test? You claim to know something about blood tests, rookie. Huh? Well, speak up. Well, blood comes in 4 types, A, B, O, and AB. However, you can tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, we can differentiate between a million of types with all the blood tests out there. Which means that we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person. Or so I hear. That's pretty specific. If I had a little more time, I would have gotten a DNA test results. But they said they were very little doubt. Could be anyone but Miss Lona Skies. So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was going to say that. This proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. In any case, science is always on our side. Don't forget it. Scientific investigation is the wave of the future. Maybe I should investigate this evidence a little more closely. Yeah, I plan on it, but I meant to press her for that. I didn't mean to hit continue. There we go. I can't let this evidence get through without a fight. You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like you, clients. She's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright! Do you or don't you have a problem with this shoe? A problem? This is critical. Yeah, I have a problem with the shoe. There's no problem. I look at the evidence. Look at the evidence of the shoe. The shoe evidence. Check. This is blood. Oh, this blood. It's my sister's, right? Apparently so. It appears so. Lana's right hand was bandaged when I saw her in jail. She must have cut herself at the time of the crime. Poor sis! If she cut herself, wouldn't her blood be like everywhere? There's blood here too? On the sole of the shoe. It's got to be the victim's. He must have stepped in a puddle of his own blood. All his blood? It's horrible! This blood might be an important clue. And so he wasn't stabbed where we thought he was stabbed, I assume. Or he didn't die where we thought he died. Like he was stabbed and he stumbled, and then he died. And then he was moved to the car because his ID was found somewhere else. Because he was only stabbed the one time. And they just shoved him in a car. Yes. There's a problem. If I'm imagining things, I'd say there is one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction. That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. But you can... I'd give you a peppered fish gut now, but you couldn't take the heat, could you? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is the contradictory about the evidence about the victim's shoe? Well, we will hear about the contradictory evidence about the victim's shoe, maybe, possibly, or I've just, shot myself in the foot. Well, we'll find out in the next episode. See you next time.